The buzz here is electric. KC McKnight about to wrestle one of his final independent matches. And folks, you can only see that on Midnight Mayhem before he goes to the big leagues. I'm Aaron Varnam, and coming up next, Charlie Dreamer against KC McKnight.
Oh my, broke the table in half. I will tell. My God! Look at that, you always get that in a live event. Oh, devastating suplex. Folks, this could be bedlam here in the arena. Oh my God! Close your eyes. Mothers, send your children to their rooms. Here we go. Oh my God, look at this. The money clip out of nowhere.
Wise man once said, you got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, and you got to know when to walk away. Standing beside me, KC McKnight, one of the final matches you are going to see on Midnight Mayhem, a man that's built the Carolina wrestling scene for the past 3 years, 9 years, if you're not counting on television. KC, you're taking on your best friend, one of your best men in your upcoming wedding, Charlie Dreamer. How's this going to work? Because you guys are pretty close.
Well, Aaron, first of all, walking away is something I've never done. I've never walked away from a fight. I've never backed down from a fight. When the promoter called me for the Operation Save Foundation, he said, I want your final match to be against Charlie Dreamer. I stepped up to the challenge for one reason. And I put it on my Twitter, @McKnightKC, add me. The reason that I'm here tonight, the reason I didn't walk away, the reason I didn't turn this down, not for a payday, not for the exposure, not for the fame, not for the huge turnout. I took it because Charlie is the best professional wrestler in the Mid-Atlantic, bar none. He is the top of the line. He may be even better than me. And that's saying a lot because I would never put anybody over on me. But the fact is Charlie Dreamer is the best professional wrestler, and he has the one thing that has eluded me in the Mid-Atlantic, and that is the Operation Save Foundation Heavyweight Championship. Charlie, you and I have been best friends. We've traveled up and down these roads for 8 years, and I've had some of the best times with you, Charlie. But tonight, as soon as I hit the ring, I'm going to shake your hand like a man. I'm going to hug you like the best friend that we are. But as soon as we lock up, as soon as our horns lock up, Charlie, that's it. Because I'm coming after your belt. And the reason that I want the belt is not for the fame, like I said, not for the glory. It's because I've got to prove to myself, I've got to prove to all the fans, but most importantly, Charlie, I want to prove to you that I am exactly what I have said for the last 8 years, and that is the best professional wrestler in the Mid-Atlantic. Charlie, I love you, but I got to beat you.
Welcome to Midnight Mayhem, a momentous matchup here tonight. Folks, you've got KC McKnight, you've got Charlie Dreamer, two of the best friends in the world, and they are taking on each other for that belt, the OSF title. KC McKnight, last time we saw him on our program, in one of his last independent professional wrestling matches, he lost to Zane Dawson. He lost his ACPW Heavyweight Championship. But that man right there, this is his very last match that you will ever see on Midnight Mayhem. KC McKnight is got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to come into this matchup and take the OSF title off of Charlie Dreamer and at least go out on a W instead of an L. Tonight, I am joined not by Brock Knox, because Brock Knox is right now, he's in timeout. He's been a bad boy after losing last week's episode, which we're going to air next week. Brock Knox has been put in timeout. Tonight, we have Roddy Hansen.
How's it going, Midnight Mayhem? Glad to be here. Roddy Hansen, gonna call it like I see it, and that's the way it is.
Is that the bottom line because Roddy Hansen said so?
I'm not going to take Stone Cold flying, my man.
Folks, we have got this matchup coming up next. We have got Charlie Dreamer, we have got KC McKnight, the Port City Kings, at war with each other. It's going to be a Game of Thrones here on Midnight Mayhem. You don't want to miss that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Midnight Mayhem, a show of sportsmanship right here. Starting off this match, KC McKnight going for the drop toe hold and going straight to the left arm of Charlie Dreamer. These two men know each other very well. I guarantee you this matchup's going to be counter for counter, hold for hold, move for move, shoulder for shoulder, punch for punch, whatever else you can think of. This matchup is going to be very interesting. These two men, basically grew up with each other. They've worked together. These two men are yin to each other's yang.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting they go back so far, but when it comes down to titles, belts, and money, friends go out the window, Aaron. I mean, we're talking about getting in the ring. KC reminds me of a Dean Malenko, a man of 1,000 holds, and Charlie, he's come along a long way, especially since he had that match with Luke Gallows a couple of months ago. He kind of toughed him up. So I'm looking forward to see who's going to come out on top in this one.
KC McKnight able to take his best friend over with that fireman's carry, then going straight for that wrist lock. Charlie Dreamer going to the corner. Them being good friends, KC McKnight is giving Charlie Dreamer quarter right here, allowing Charlie Dreamer to gather his wits about him, get his game plan together, because the thing with KC McKnight is he wants to wrestle the best because he is the best. Charlie Dreamer is also a very good wrestler, and KC wants his last match to be something special.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're going out the door, going to a new territory, in old wrestling speak, you want to go out on top to prove, to the other promoter how good you are in your area that you're at now. So, KC, even though he lost to Zane last week, he's really got a lot to prove here against Charlie Dreamer tonight.
KC McKnight, Charlie Dreamer resetting after a very hard lockup. Charlie Dreamer reaching for KC McKnight. KC McKnight getting taken down by that drop toe hold from Charlie Dreamer. KC McKnight now in the precarious position.
Yeah, he's going to have to work his way out of this one. Charlie's kind of got it cinched in there. Leg lock, almost kind of a variation on an Indian death lock. He looks like he's rolling over to go for a crossface now, or maybe even a no bow and arrow there. He's going straight to the armbar, brother.
There you go. Charlie Dreamer, we've seen him before. He knows how to fight.
He knows his holds, and he can brawl with the best of them. That was that brawl he had a couple of months ago with Luke Gallows. I can't talk about enough about it. It reminds me of the old Memphis wrestling, if you will.
If you will. That's my Dusty Rhodes impression. KC McKnight getting a big boot to the face from Charlie Dreamer. At least though, Roddy, that was not the famed super kick by that man right there, Charlie Dreamer. That man has been known to take out many opponents with just one fell swoop with that leg.
Yep, you don't want to taste Charlie Dreamer's shoe leather. That's for certain.
KC McKnight struggling to get out of this side headlock put on by his best friend, Charlie Dreamer. Charlie Dreamer cinching it in, going for the pin. Not enough. KC McKnight trying to get to his feet right now. Charlie Dreamer trying to hold on to KC McKnight. That's the thing right here. You got to think of it like this. They're best friends. Charlie Dreamer up and over. They're best friends, but do you really want to lose to your best friend? There's a little bit of pride behind that.
No way, man. I don't want to get taken down with my bro. That's got to be the most embarrassing thing ever. They're supposed to be there with you when you're getting jacked up by somebody else. So you don't want to have to deal with your friends as well as your enemies. I mean, come on.
When KC, if KC loses to Charlie, or if Charlie loses to KC, the other one's never going to hear the end of it. The one who loses never is going to hear the end of it. Look at KC McKnight with that hammerlock, just working it. He's looking a little frustrated right now that maybe this friendship is at a breaking point.
Well, maybe Charlie's just giving him a little bit harder time than he thought he would.
But the thing is, though, I think these two men, you look at it like this. They train together. They know each other. They know each other's strengths. They know each other's weaknesses. Look at Charlie Dreamer with a very hard right hand. A knockout punch to the face of KC McKnight. KC McKnight looks a little shocked that Charlie Dreamer was that aggressive to his best friend.
Come on, man. He shouldn't be mad. He was just pulling Charlie's hair a while ago. All's fair when it comes to the belts, titles, and money, my man.
There you go. That's a very true statement. Now, Roddy, KC McKnight, I've known to have a very strong opinion about KC McKnight. Over the years, I've hated him. Over the years, the past 2 years, I've loved him to death. He's one of my best friends. And I see him wrestling Charlie Dreamer, another one of my best friends. It kind of tugs at the heartstrings a little bit when you see Charlie Dreamer try to deck my boy in the face with that closed-fisted punch.
Seriously, man? It's a wrestling match. Come on, they got to get down to it. The better man's got to come out on top.
KC McKnight reaching, trying to get out of this abdominal lock right there. KC McKnight with a big forearm right there. KC McKnight now, I believe it is even. KC McKnight took a hard right hand to the face of Charlie Dreamer, and both of these men.
Oh, showing some fire.
Yeah, Charlie Dreamer is showing that he is now fired up. Folks, it took 2 punches. That's all it took to make these men madder than hell, and they're not going to take it anymore.
No more. Well, you know, like I said, Charlie's tough, man. We saw that with that Luke Gallows match. I know I keep going back to it, but he really showed his mettle. He took it up. He took it out there with somebody who can throw with the best of them. A former disciple of CM Punk. That's pretty tough right there when you can say you rolled with the best in the world.
That's true. That's a very true statement. Charlie Dreamer did take Luke Gallows, and that matchup is the turning point in the career of Charlie Dreamer right now. KC McKnight, Charlie Dreamer showing enough respect for them to reset, able to kind of let each other gather the air, the wind, get back, get a little bit limber, come back, because these two men don't want this match. You know, they don't want this match to be a fluke. They want this match to prove something. Who is the better best friend?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got KC leaving and Charlie. He's staying here in the Midnight Mayhem universe, so to speak. So I mean, both of them have got everything to lose if their shoulders get pinned to the mat. KC's got to go out on top because he's going to FCW, and Charlie's here. He wants to be the king of the hill. He wants Zane Dawson. He wants the belt. He wants to be the man. So he's got to step it up here if he wants to take down KC.
Charlie Dreamer with a big back elbow. KC McKnight with a big clothesline. And that's a good point. You bring it up here. You see KC McKnight wrestled Zane Dawson multiple times on their television show. KC McKnight beat Zane Dawson multiple times on our television show. If Charlie Dreamer wants to get that belt around his waist, Charlie Dreamer is going to have to beat Zane Dawson right now. Think of it like this. This is going to be a warm-up match, perhaps, for that #1 contendership coming up. Who is going to be the #1 contender? A lot of questions that haven't been answered about Zane Dawson.
Yeah, it's up in the air, but we all know that Zane's one tough SOB, and now that he's got that belt, he's not going to turn it loose come hell or high water.
KC McKnight picking Charlie Dreamer up by his hair. Look at that big shot to the midsection. KC McKnight off the ropes for the ride again. Once again, being turned like a Harley race knee lift right there. KC McKnight now feeling it in his face, not only his face, but also his midsection as well. KC McKnight. And a smart move by Charlie. Charlie is not giving up. He is relentless here in his attack on KC McKnight.
Oh yeah, look at those kidney punches, man. He's not gonna, he's not gonna roll over for anybody. Friend, foe, doesn't matter. He's more than just a pretty boy. He shows he's rough and tumble.
A big impact being put to the sternum of KC McKnight right there. That would have started your heart if you had a heart attack before that. KC McKnight hit that turnbuckle with a lot of velocity right there. KC McKnight is maybe showing signs of wear and tear right now. But folks, we're going to have the conclusion of this matchup when we come back. Welcome back, Charlie Dreamer. KC McKnight fighting it over. KC McKnight trying to get out of that lock right there. Big left hand, another left hand, and trying to go for that big right. KC McKnight being nailed by that drop kick from Charlie Dreamer.
That was vicious, man. That ranks right up there with Road Warrior Hawk's standing drop kick. And for you long-time fans, you know what I'm talking about.
KC McKnight seeing the little Tweety birds right now. He's trying to, it looks like Charlie Dreamer may be tuning up that band for that beautiful super kick that he's been known to take out many a man.
Oh, here comes oh, way to go, KC. Stop. Oh, and now look, he's throwing those dusty roads, those flip-flopping flies.
KC McKnight with another right hand right there. KC McKnight going for, it looks like he might be going to that Celtic roll that he's been showing a lot. That rolling senton. KC McKnight calling his spot right there. Beautiful maneuver. KC McKnight showing that his time in Japan actually was very beneficial to his career.
You know, anytime you're in the dojo, you learn a lot.
Big exploder suplex. KC McKnight in the alpha male position right now. KC McKnight go for the pin attempt right now. Perhaps he can come out of here with that OSF title.
You know, oh, Charlie's up though. You know, KC, he's going to have to work it. Charlie's not going to roll over that easy. As you see here, you know, he's got a lot more moves in that bag he's got to pull out, brother.
KC McKnight is standing up, stopping Charlie Dreamer from that infamous high cross body that he uses week after week on our show. Charlie Dreamer trying to get back up top. KC McKnight setting him up, perhaps setting him up for the superplex, a move that KC McKnight uses match after match.
Yeah, this is a beautiful one. You know, when KC pulls it off, it's right up there with that Barry Windham superplex, man.
You are all about some references right here tonight.
Brother, I'm old school.
You're just old. Oh. This is the new school of professional wrestling, Midnight Mayhem. Folks, if you want to find us online, go to Facebook.com/Midnight Mayhem CW21. You can find all the latest updates. Find out what Brock Knox has been up to, because Brock Knox has been losing stuff. And that is why he's in the corner right now. I put Brock Knox in the corner because he lost last week's episode. I found it. We'll have it on next week. But until then, I gave you guys a treat for a lost time right there.
Hey, I know you're talking about putting Brock in the corner, but did you put him in a binder as well?
A little topical political reference right there.
We're going Mitt Romney, brother.
KC McKnight calling for the end of this matchup, showing that he is going to put Charlie Dreamer away with that OSF title hanging in the balance right there. Excuse me. KC McKnight with that looks like a chicken wing with a crossface right there.
We call that the cross chicken.
That's an interesting, that might put Charlie Dreamer out. Look at this. Charlie Dreamer going to the ropes, having to break. KC has to break it, but only a good friend would have broken that hold right there.
Man, I'd have held it till 4.5. You got to the count of 5.
And now Charlie Dreamer back into it, but using a very judo-like move and hitting KC McKnight with the super kick. McKnight is out.
Charlie, he's got to get over there and cover him up, man. You can knock everybody out 7 days a week, but if you can't get on top of them to cover them, what good is it?
Shooting the half. Charlie Dreamer with the cover right now. 1, 2, 3. Yes! KC McKnight still in it.
You're such a homer.
I'm sorry. This is KC McKnight is my dude. I'm best friends with both of these guys, but KC McKnight was the man that got me onto this show.
I understand that, man. Brainbuster there. That's I'm going old school again. That's Arn Anderson.
Shades of Arn Anderson, vintage. Charlie Dreamer, vintage. KC McKnight still in this matchup. Charlie Dreamer doesn't know what to do now. He's hit him with the super kick. He's hit him with a brain buster. What is it going to take to put KC McKnight out? It looks like KC McKnight is being put in a sharpshooter right now.
Oh, wouldn't that be something if KC lost in his last match with his favorite wrestler of all time's finishing hold?
That would be poetic almost. I think that would actually be very, very depressing to KC McKnight.
And if your best friend did it to you.
KC McKnight clawing away. Can KC McKnight make it to the rope to break that hold? KC McKnight inches away. KC McKnight looks like he might be giving up to the sharpshooter. KC McKnight grabs the ropes.
That was a last grasp at, pulling this one out. That was very close. I thought he was going to tap.
Charlie Dreamer not able to take KC McKnight down with 3 blockbuster maneuvers. KC McKnight getting back to his feet gingerly after all the pressure put on his meniscus, put on his ACL, his PCL. KC McKnight getting out of the way. Looks like KC McKnight may be going. There we go. KC McKnight back to that crossface, and he is in the middle of the ring, folks. He is in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, there's no ropes to grab there. You're going to have to either block it or knock the ref out to get out of this one.
KC McKnight, oh my God, he has hooked the legs. He has hooked the legs, folks. This is it. This is it. Charlie Dreamer taps. OSF champion, KC McKnight.
You're going out on top, brother. Good luck in FCW.
Thank you, KC McKnight, for all that you have done to Midnight Mayhem. KC McKnight, you are the man that has put Midnight Mayhem on the map, and thank you so much from the bottom of our heart and from each and every fan that watches us every week. You need to thank that man personally. Via Facebook, via Twitter, you need to find that man and say thank you for getting this show on the airwaves. Charlie Dreamer, you are a man of your word. You are a man that has come in here. You did a very fantastic match. You held with the best in the world. Charlie Dreamer, you are going to be a rightful heir to that crown that KC McKnight has. The Diamond of the Carolinas, hopefully, will live on forever.
Diamonds are forever, brother. So is KC McKnight.
KC McKnight, thank you for everything. KC McKnight looks like he might start to talk right now. We're going to let him bask in the glory of this matchup. We are going to let this ride out, if you will. Folks, for Brock Knox, who's in timeout right now. For Roddy Hansen, I'm Aaron Varnam. Thank you guys for watching. Friendship, that's the key for tonight. That is the story of the night. Thank you for watching Midnight Mayhem.
I want you to let him leave here unstoppable force. It was just a matter of time. A much happy moment, KC, but thank you. Traveling this road, being the best tag partner I've ever had. Damn, it's going right. And being the best friend I've ever had. And being the best wrestler. And being the best wrestler I've ever been in the ring with. And I've been in the ring with a lot of good ones, believe me. Thank you, KC.
You do sound KC.
1993, a very small KC McKnight watched Bret Hart wrestle 3 incredible matches. I watched Bret Hart wrestle with the King of the Ring. My mom and dad bought my pay-per-view for me, and as soon as I finished watching that 3rd match, I looked up and said, that's what I want to do. I want to fight people for a living. I want to. You don't have to, I don't deserve to be clapped for. It's okay. I'm just a normal dude. It's okay. I want to wrestle for the rest of my life. This is all I want to do. I've got a college education. I've got 2 incredible jobs, and I've made a great living doing what I do, and I can take care of my beautiful girls, my beautiful fiance. Excuse me. But for the rest of my life, all I want to do is wrestle, and that's it. For the last 8 years, I have prided myself on the in-ring product that I've delivered night in and night out. When I go to WWE, when I go down to Tampa, Florida, and I'm wrestling on everyone's television, national television, worldwide television, nothing's going to change. I guarantee you I'll go up top. I'll guarantee you I'll be the heavyweight champion, and I guarantee you I will be the best professional wrestler on television. I've got a lot of good friends in the back. A lot of them you don't like, a lot of them you love, but I love them. They're my brothers. They have been there for me for 8 years. My second family. I owe everything that I have, every single thing that I have in this business, I owe to them. Everything. And I thank them, and I can't thank them enough. But more than anything, 8 years, you guys have either supported me or you've hated me. Either way, thank you, and I promise I'll do everybody proud. Thank you.